I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. 2024 Lexus TX
500HF Sport. Horsepower and torque.
Combined 366 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque from a 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder hybrid.
Yeah, so this is the new Lexus equivalent of the Grand Highlander.
The Lexus Texas.
Has never been a model before.
Don't Google that.
We can fit 3 rows of adults comfortably.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's the 3-row version of the RX. However, it looks, I would say, substantially different and kind of better now.
Do you like the front looks? Because it's got that big, long grille, so I'm obviously going to Photoshop that for a thumbnail because it worked with that other one.
I really like how this thing looks.
Kind of looks like a little baseball hat, though, in the front.
Okay, but they blended in the grille to the point that it's no longer like a separate black grille.
Yeah,
kind of like it's the bumper now.
The way it's color matched with the flat gray color, it looks like it's got some hybridy going on.
Yeah, it's a great looking front end.
But you don't have to get this in just hybrid.
No, there is a base model. There's a 350, there's a 500H, which is the one we have, and then there's a 550H Plus, which is a plug-in hybrid.
Cool, cool, cool. And then through Cliche Corner with everything off, it's pretty fast and handles pretty well through there. Do we have any packages that help with handling?
Yeah, so we've got the F Sport Performance package, I think F Sport 3. So we have the F Sport dampers, which are actually great. The suspension on this is fantastic. They are adaptive. They change between the drive modes.
I'm gonna put it back into Eco.
And this being the 500H, we also have Direct 4 all-wheel drive, AKA it is fully electric in the rear end.
And we got some rear wheel steering, which works so well.
Yeah, significantly shortens the wheelbase on U-turns.
Back to the looks. A little bit of a disconnected roof thing. Cool, cool, cool. Floating roof design. Nice, solid body lines. I think it looks really nice.
I really like these wheels. I actually love them. I just wish that they were silver.
My mind deletes the image of wheels when they're black. I can't even remember what they look like. But what would be the Continental recommended tire for a Lexus TX?
The Cross Contact LX20 and the Viking Contact 7 in the winter.
Oh, and by the way, we just did our Straight Pipes Car of the Year, which you guys voted for, and congratulations, 911 ST, you won overall. GR Corolla, you won for affordable sports car. The 2-door V8 Defender won for SUV/truck. And to our surprise, the EV6 GT won for electric car over the Rolls-Royce.
I expected the Spectre to win.
Yeah, well.
Hey, you guys voted, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. So thank you for participating. We had over 140,000 votes for that.
The only car outlet where your vote matters.
That's right.
I guess.
Yeah. But people also wanted to hear ours, and the choices were pretty similar.
FP700.
Yeah, that would have been the car of the year, which was a truck.
For us, if we got to pick.
Yeah.
Besides the 911 ST.
Yeah.
Okay, rear end, we got really cool Lexus taillights that go all the way across like everything nowadays.
And then we got a color matched diffuser down there. I feel like in black it would have been kind of a little bit more aggressive, but I do appreciate how simple and clean it looks back there.
It all works for the hybridiness of it, so let's listen to it.
From the outside.
And with some pumped in audio, let's put it into sport and shut our mouths and listen to it from the inside. Very quiet and subtle.
It sounds really good.
Is it even on?
Yeah. I think this is the same engine that they put into the Tacoma, if I'm not mistaken, but it feels very refined in here.
Oh yeah.
Very refined.
This whole car, okay, now that we're done with the looks, when I got in here, I'm like, this car feels perfect to me. For a 3-row SUV, driving it around, it's the right size, the right steering wheel feel, the seats are super comfortable, the materials are nice, everything feels awesome about this car.
I can't get over how comfortable these seats are.
Everything about it is good. And the seats, the only thing I'm disappointed in, besides there not being a massage or whatever, the lumbar is only forward and back, not up and down.
Right.
How high, this is the longest Lexus SUV they've made.
Yeah, I don't know if the LX is longer.
Why doesn't it have up and down as well?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Come on.
And we like this so much that you should probably go buy one on tsp.truecar.com for discounted price offers right this moment.
We haven't even gotten to the price yet. There's
I
so
know.
much more. The infotainment to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Okay, before you drive, infotainment quick. It is the big one, right?
Yeah.
We did get a subscriber message us on Instagram that the Corolla Cross has an update where that menu bar will stay visible on the left. I asked our PR guy at Toyota, Lexus. He said an over-the-air update's coming where it will stay visible on the left.
There you go.
You're
Problem
welcome.
solved.
I got a quote from him too, saying, I was the one who made this change happen. And I think I'm the very first car reviewer / journalist to actually report on this and complain about it in the Tundra review. So it's all thanks to me, actually.
There you go.
Visionary.
Someone who's not full of themselves.
Not at all. I'm actually the most humble person I know.
He doesn't know anyone else, that's how.
All right, your turn to drive. Exiting with just the button.
Oh, it's so nice.
One of the most luxurious things I could think of.
Extremely. I'm just gonna floor it.
Do it in manual, bro, and shift with that cool tag.
Oh, we got wheel spin in the front. Pretty good launch. I think better than the brake boost launch.
What I really like about this being hybrid is when you're driving around town, it uses a lot of electric, like when you're slow in parking lots. You even have an EV driving ratio meter on the gauge cluster.
That is pretty nice to
And
have.
zipping through parking lots, you get that electric feel without having to be like a plug-in hybrid or an electric car.
Right, that's always nice to have because then you don't have to worry about plugging this in ever. And speaking of driving this thing around, it does feel very front-wheel drive because I think it'll only send power when it really needs to towards the back. I'm sure you can see that through all these crazy displays and stuff. And then we have a 6-speed auto, which in the other trims you get like a CVT or whatever Toyota's version of that thing is called, the direct whatever drive. But this one is actually pretty nice. Like it's regular old 6-speed, which is kind of refreshing to have in a hybrid.
I think they can make up for the lack of gears and CVT-ness because of the hybridness, and it all cancels out.
Yeah.
And gives like a more pleasurable driving experience.
It actually shifts somewhat responsively, so it's actually pretty good. But obviously, just leave this thing in auto. Even though it's an F Sport, it's a 3-row SUV.
The F Sport handling is just so it's comfier, not so you can go faster through cliche, which we're not going to do right now.
No, but it does make a difference through the drive modes as well, that variable adaptive suspension, so that is nice. So good job, Lexus. And overall, it is so nice and quiet in here, so composed. It does feel like a significant upgrade to the Grand Highlander, which I didn't exactly expect. Obviously, Lexus products are a higher tier than Toyota ones, but sometimes the line is kind of blurred, especially if they're based on the same platform. But here, there's like a massive difference.
I actually don't really remember much of the Grand Highlander, but I am going to remember this.
Oh, it's because you didn't go to Hawaii, Yuri.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Speaking of which, I did notice the hood vibrate a little bit on the highway.
Ah, so it does that a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. I'm like, was it the same one? Yeah, so.
Yeah. And glancing over into your eyes, I really like seeing these F Sport logos on the headrests.
Yeah, this interior is nice to see.
It is really nice, and the color on them and the actual textures and everything, like the Alcantara or whatever it's called.
It's a good amount of like bolstering and everything too.
So let's talk about these 3 rows of luxuriousness. I fit behind myself very comfortably in the 2nd row and somewhat still quite comfortably in the 3rd row, as long as the 2nd seat is positioned comfortably for myself behind the 1st one.
Yeah, 5'8", great in all 3 rows, and like it's just 2 seats at the back. It's not a not a 7-seater, it's a 6-seater, and then even with the seats all the way up, a good amount of room at the very back for carry-ons or whatever. And if we fold the back row all the way down, still a ton of room. And if we fold everything down.
And although this interior is very nice, you can still step it up a notch with a set of TuxMat.
Go to TuxMat.com/TheStraightPipes to see what TuxMats are available for your vehicle.
And at the time of filming, they are looking for a local TX model if you do have one of these, because they would like to scan it and then make mats for everybody so that they can then buy them. And if you're that person that they scan, they give you a free set of mats.
Shout out for being in Toronto.
Yes. And Yuri, we've got some crazy looking cup holders in here. They're squared off. Tell me about these things.
They come out like little blocks. We can collect all 8 of them.
Wait, there's 8? Yeah.
Four of them. They clip in. It's cool. You can make it like a removable modular thing. Like, I don't know. Like, they fit the cup great. To get a cup or get your water bottle is like very easy up here in the front. I don't know how useful it is, but I like the gimmick and I'm not mad at it.
I think it's good just to be able to take one out and then like put a pen there or whatever you want, just some weird thing that isn't in a cup.
Cup holder gimmick of the year.
Yeah, and we got it back there as well. And then we also have full power like a regular 3-prong back here behind us.
And in the trunk.
And in the trunk, because it's a hybrid, so that's really nice.
Yeah, and then we got heated and stuff in the middle row, all that cool stuff, climate control. I don't think we have heated in the very back, but we do have USB-C everywhere, so that's cool. And then I did connect to this wirelessly for CarPlay, and it looks like it can do wired as well. And compared to a BMW, it is so easy to disconnect your car from this. If you want to just like have audio on your phone that's not out of sync through the car speakers, you just click the phone, click devices, click manage, and then just turn off the CarPlay, and it doesn't try to reconnect like a BMW would.
So once this gets the update, I think this will be the best infotainment on the market.
It's going to be very, very good. And to go along with wireless CarPlay, we do have a wireless charger, which will make fax machine noises sometimes.
Nice.
Love it. And even with this infotainment, they still could do some work on the parking assist, which is the weird one that like you have to like know ahead of time it's gonna guess it. Then we also have egg mode. It's gonna be a sad day when that's gone. The meme will be over finally. And then we have very good adaptive cruise and lane centering with cameras that track your eyes, and they make sure you don't look away or it beeps a lot.
And then because this infotainment is the whole Lexus thing, we don't have any hard buttons for the climate other than these spinnable knobs for the temperature, but everything else is in the screen, but it is permanently on the screen, which is really nice.
Yeah, once they fix that thing with the update, it's going to be a very good infotainment. There are some things that still suck about this.
And then we do have heated and cooled seats, and then a heated steering wheel as well.
Yeah, you can set it to auto too. You can do remote start with the key fob, which is subscription stuff. Lots of subscription stuff in here. We'll talk about that in a second. First, Klitschy corner.
Okay, so what does it do this way? First of all, that suspension over that bump was fantastic.
Yeah, it's like we're on a cloud.
Turn-in is a little bit understeer. It feels very front-wheel drive, like it wants to plow out. So yeah, this isn't like a handling SUV, even though it does have the F Sport package.
But we are traction all the way off. With traction on, it might do a little bit better at keeping it, you know.
Yeah, and we're driving like goons, like nobody will ever drive this the way we are. And then our drive modes are in the infotainment, which is a little bit annoying, but at least it's like a shortcut.
Okay, so what's good about that is you can also slide through for your safety settings and stuff too, and access that very quickly.
And then we've got Christmas tree mode down here.
And then the thing that I don't like to team up with the infotainment that is getting better is the buttons on the steering wheel. So it is, again, those weird buttons that don't show what they are until you put your hand on them, then it'll show in the infotainment, in which case, in the head-up display, sorry, in which case then you got to click the bottom one to retoggle them. I found it very confusing, very distracting while driving, and I don't like it. So I think I would turn off my head-up display, even though it's a nice head-up display, so I could see that in my gauge cluster, so it's a little easier.
Fully agree. Maybe they will update that eventually somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if I was the first one to complain about it, give it 5 years. And
hey, there you go. You're solving everybody's problems.
I slightly am. I'm like, if this was solved, this would save billions of button clicks per year.
You have said that before.
Eyes would stay on the road for billions of seconds more. That's what you want, right?
I love looking at the road.
Unlike GM, who thinks everyone's going to be safer by removing Apple CarPlay.
Yeah.
Absolutely the not. So back to some subscription stuff. To go along with the key fob, auto start stop in the car, you can have access to the app, and then there's a lot of other stuff that is subscription service. So this car is getting that treatment as well. It is a connected car, which can be scary for the future.
Yeah, because everything has got an expiration date. Well, not everything, but a lot of features have expiration dates.
Unless you fight it and have it changed, like Jacob, who fought for Apple CarPlay to not be a subscription service in BMW, and because of that, all you BMW drivers get that, all because of this guy. See?
Except I don't claim it like you do.
But you do, and I'm sure I could go back and you have admitted to claiming it. Yeah,
it's probably you just telling me and be like, yeah, sure, I guess.
I'm humble.
Oh, I'm humble AF. I'd get humble on my Rolls Royce. That's how humble I am.
Exactly.
And the final thing that everybody gives a about with this thing is fuel economy. 8.6 liters per 100 kilometers combined.
Okay, you know what else?
Which is really good.
You know what else people care about?
What's that?
Nice materials, bro. This Alcantara and all this stuff is so luxurious.
Dude, I love it.
This armrest, dude, the double split. What is this, a Mercedes?
I could straight up, after driving this, see myself and my family buying one of these.
I could not because of Lexus thefts in Toronto, and I'm not 100% sure if this is on that list or not.
It's a brand new car. Can't steal it if it doesn't exist.
Okay, visors.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Yes! I'm buying it. That's it.
And I love this moonroof too. It's very, very nice. And we got peasant blockers back there too for the kiddies.
Which is super sick. We haven't got to the price yet though, so I don't know if I'm going to buy one of these yet.
So let's get to the price.
This one starts at $84,200
Canadian.
And this one is sitting at $90,200. honestly kind of excludes myself. I don't really want to buy this anymore because it's very expensive. But there is a base model below this, the TX350, that has the same engine and removes the hybrid, which I am even more interested in.
But like, what if it removes the F Sport steering and stuff and suspension?
Yeah, I know.
That might be like the best part. And you
It
don't
could
even
be.
know. These seats might be the best part.
It could be.
Once the stamp is gone, it might not be as comfortable.
Yeah.
I really like this. I don't intend on buying one. I'd rather go minivan or something. But I like this so much, and I'm going to recommend it to people who want a really nice Lexus SUV, as long as they're cool with all the over-the-air stuff, infotainments, and hybrid batteries. Because why don't you want a hybrid battery anymore?
If you have the money for this, I will recommend it. And if you have the money to replace the hybrid battery in the future for very expensive amounts of money, I will also recommend it.
That whole guy in British Columbia who needed to swap out the battery
For
in
those
his Ioniq,
multiple people.
well, especially that one guy. The news report on that, like, that scares me for batteries. They kind of become super disposable, where a gas one, you could probably keep that going, especially considering
Exactly.
Toyotas can, like,
Last
gas
forever.
Toyotas can go for so long, right?
Exactly. So let us know what you think of the new Lexus TXs.
And are you scared of battery replacement in the future? Or do you just lease so you don't care? Some people will just lease and don't care, right?
100%.
Get a new battery every 3 years.
It's just an iPhone on wheels.